Hello, everyone. Time for another episode. Not sure what's going to happen today. A lot happened last time, and... Fine. I'll do a recap.
Last time on Lost in Translation, Green with Envy, that asshat Critic Ranger showed up and kidnapped Daizyujin. His demand was simple, allowing him to co-host the episode and analyze Power Rangers and Zyuranger with me. I beat him at his game, but he decided to be a dick and not return Daizyujin.
No! I do not feel better! I have no way of contacting the Critic Ranger, so I just have to wait till he decides to...
Hello, Nielzabub. Are you ready to get started?
Not until I know that Daizyujin is doing okay.
He's fine. Probably having the time of his life arguing with a wall or something.
Come on! Why are you doing this? We're technically the same person. I'm sorry about that. Had something stuck in my throat there. You got some dirt on your face, buddy. Stand still and let me clean you up already. What are you... There we go. Good as new. Oh, here's your sword. You dropped it when you came in here. You should get some grips on that handle. Thank you. What exactly is going on? Oh, Critic Ranger just put you here in a pocket dimension. Don't worry. You're safe here. We're all safe here. We? Yes, all of us. Right over there. What are those? Well, like you, they're things that got in Critic Ranger's way, so he put them down here so they wouldn't distract him. Oh yes, this thing is very dangerous. I can see why it had to be put down here. I never said it was dangerous, just distracting. Distracting? If they're distracting, why are you gathering them up? Well, I have to keep this place clean. How exactly are you here? I guess technically this is possible since our consciousness can be split up, but I still should have felt the presence of a second construct. Well, Critic Ranger and I are from a different dimension. That's why you're unaware of my existence. A different dimension? Listen, I love chatting, but I've got something else I need to find. Wait, could you help me get back to my dimension? We constructs should help each other out. That is a fair point. Okay, I'll help you. But first, would you mind helping me with my errand? We don't have time. Who knows what Critic Ranger will do to Nielzabub if I don't? Your Nielzabub will be fine. Critic Ranger just wants to talk. Just wants to talk? He shocked me with lightning! He didn't hurt you. He was just showing off. He does that. It's fine. What is wrong with you? Tell you what. Help me find the last object and I'll help you get home. Does that sound like a deal? Yeah, sure. Fine. Great. Let's go. This is interesting.
Let's get started with part 3 of Barai's epic saga.
I took the liberty of watching the Sentai episode ahead of time. Can we just skip part 3? Nothing interesting happens.
What? There are lots of important things.
Like what?
Well, we get a new villain. Lammy shows up.
And
some other things. I think the dinosaur eggs come back.
exactly, we can skip it.
I thought you might try something like this, so I went ahead and watched the 3rd part of Power Rangers as well, and dude, it's pretty skippable.
Well, there's some cool stuff in it.
Same here.
Just want to simultaneously get through the part 3s as fast as we can so we can get to the part 4s.
Sure, sounds like fun.
Alright.
We start off with Jason still trapped in the dark dimension with Goldar. There are some good bits in this fight, but it's not as good as the last episode, and nothing new or interesting really happens till the Green Ranger shows up later. The Rangers at the command center still can't find Zordon. Kimberly goes off to look for Jason, but has to put up with sexual harassment from Skull before having another awkward conversation with Tommy. Kimberly and Zach follow Tommy into what is the first thing I find really memorable about this episode, this fight scene.
Really? Doesn't seem that great to me.
I mentioned in my first video that the out-of-suit fights in Power Rangers were a bit lackluster, and that is definitely true of the first few episodes. In rewatching the series, fight scenes I found fun and engaging as a kid just weren't exciting anymore. But as the team kept making episodes, they got better at their fight scenes and actually came up with some pretty fun, unique sequences. While this one isn't one of the series' best, it still has some good choreography, energy, and effort.
Except for the random music changes and speed up partway through.
Yeah, usually when there's a tempo or music change like that, it indicates the characters are using some sort of weird, unique style, like Zach's hip-hop keto. But Zach and Kimberly don't change their fighting style at all, and it's kinda weird. That's a bit of a nitpicky comment.
In this line of work, it's all about the nitpicking.
Work? Do you get paid for this?
No, well, isn't it weird that after all this that Zach and Kimberly still don't suspect Tommy of anything? He might as well have "I'm a bad guy" written on his shirt in blood.
Yeah, but the audience knows Tommy's identity as the Green Ranger from the beginning, so the drama of the story isn't driven by mystery. It's dumb, but not anything that takes the viewer out of the story.
Unless you have an active brain.
Goldar corners Jason, but before he can get the final blow in, the Green Ranger shows up to fight Jason himself. I like this sequence. It's the first time we actually see the Green Ranger have a significant amount of dialogue with another Ranger.
And it's boring. At least when Geki and Barai talk to each other, we see a bit of their characters and get a deeper sense of a relationship growing between them.
I've talked before that I don't feel like Barai and Geki's interactions are really all that great, but I'll agree with you that I wish there was a bit more to this interaction. It does its job, though, and Jason and the Green Ranger have exactly the kind of adversarial relationship the writers meant for them to have, which, in my opinion, makes it more successful than Geki and Barai.
It's more successful if you're stupid.
Let's just move on. Before the Green Ranger can finish off Jason, the team saves him. We then have the Rangers' first encounter with Scorpina, which
is a pointless waste of time that doesn't move anything forward. They don't even have a real ending or transition. We just go from Scorpina laughing to suddenly she and Goldar are arguing on the moon, and the Rangers are back in the command center. Why did they even bother?
I'm guessing that they wanted to use as much of the Japanese footage as they could. The Megazord fight in Part 4 could have easily been used to introduce Scorpina, since she doesn't actually interact with anyone during her own fight scene.
This part is done so much better in Zyuranger.
Good one. Oh, you were being serious. Well, I guess I'll chime in about that when we talk about Zyuranger.
Screw you in advance. So, anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. Nothing of any interest happens till the end. Rita explains that she's going to create a solar eclipse to drain the Megazord's power in the next big fight.
Because knowing exactly what she plans to do and when makes everything so exciting.
There is a part where they manage to find and lose Zordon again, but it was done much better in Part 2, and the value of the dramatic tension added by doing it again is pretty negligible.
So this episode is basically just a repeat of stuff they did last episode, but not as good or as well thought out.
Unfortunately, more or less. Goldar has grown huge, and the episode ends with the Rangers deciding what they're going to do.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll just stand around and watch the viewing globe for a whole episode.
Alright, wise ass, your turn.
My analysis isn't going to be as short, since the Zyuranger episode, Female Warrior Scorpion, has a lot more going on in it.
Whatever lies help you sleep at night.
We open with Bandora summoning Lammy. They use the same summoning sequence in Power Rangers, but here in Zyuranger it's supposed to be ominous and strange and...
I'm gonna stop you right there. It's dumb in both shows. Let's just agree that Lammy and Scorpina being rocks is stupid.
Fine, sure, I'll agree to that. The episode continues with Geki witnessing a younger brother being saved by his older brother. The relationship between these two brothers is a contrast with Geki's relationship with Barai, and really...
Do the two brothers have any meaningful growth or learn anything significant as a result of the plot of this episode?
Well, no.
Does Geki and Barai's relationship evolve at all because of their presence?
Well, No.
Then nothing else needs to be said about them. They're dumb and don't need to be in the episode. You could have easily just had that first scene where the older brother protects the younger one and been done with it.
But they have the dinosaur eggs, and those are...
They don't do anything with the eggs this episode. Pandora just uses the eggs as bait for her trap in the next episode. You could have easily had it where the Zyurangers learn about the eggs on television because a scuba diver or some couple on a boat found them. Then the tension of the episode would be a race and battle between Pandora and the Zyurangers to gain control of the eggs. You could have even thrown Lammy into the mix and make that her introduction battle. There is no reason to focus so much of the plot on these two kids.
But it's so moving to see Geki sacrifice his ability to transform to heal that kid.
You made fun of Power Rangers for repeating itself in its third part, but Zyuranger does the same thing. Hey look, we have another fight with Geki and Barai where Geki doesn't want to fight and doesn't use his powers.
Yeah, there is a bit of a repeat, but at least there is some real emotional stakes going on. The third part of Green with Evil didn't have any. I get that everyone is worried about Jason, but that one emotion can't sustain an entire episode. Also, again, I don't care about Tommy's relationship with Kimberly. He got mind controlled before it went anywhere, and Kimberly being sad because Tommy was mean to her gets old real quick.
I agree that it was pretty lackluster and could have easily been combined with the fourth part.
Let's talk about Lammy. Lammy is known in the West as Scorpina. Whereas Scorpina sucks, Lammy is awesome.
I'm very curious to see how you justify that comment.
Whereas Scorpina's rock form transformation is weird and out of place in Power Rangers, in Zyuranger she actually uses it in combat.
And it looks terrible. Also, what is it with the Zyurangers and rocks? First there was the whole bit with Delos Island and now this.
Anyway, Lammy turns out to be Grifferzer's wife. She waited at home for him while he was sealed away with Pandora. Pandora promised Lammy to give Grifferzer the power of speech if he helped her.
Everything about that is dumb. Lammy just seems like a last-minute addition. Like, she wasn't planned to be a part of the Rogues Gallery, but then someone decided they needed another sexy lady villain.
Don't talk about her like that. She's a strong feminist heroine.
It would have been a lot cooler if Lammy had been in a position of power, hiding in the shadows from the beginning. Maybe after her husband was sealed to a faraway planet, she vowed she'd do whatever it took to free him. While waiting for planet Nemesis to get close to the Earth again, she's managed to get an influential position involving Japan's space program, and when Nemesis reappears, she pushes for a mission to send explorers. Hell, when the astronauts report finding the seal, she could be the one who tells them to open it. That sort of thing requires a lot of planning, but man, that would have been so much cooler.
Man, that would have been awesome. There is one aspect in which this episode is superior: the ending. At the end of this episode, Pandora tells the Zyurangers that she has a plan to destroy Daizyujin. So, whereas in Power Rangers we all know what Rita's plan is, so there's no real tension or drama, but here in Zyuranger, neither the Zyurangers or the audience are given any details about Pandora's plan. This gives the following episode genuine tension and urgency, while the Zyurangers try to figure out what her plan could possibly be so they can stop it.
I have to agree, that is a fair point.
So, both episodes kind of suck.
Agreed.
So I guess this one's a draw.
Ha! I win!
That's not how a draw works! Never mind.
I need to double check my notes for the next episode. Till next time, Nielzabub! By next time, I actually mean about 5 minutes or so. But still, till next time!
Great. More waiting.
Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Daizyujin, are you okay?
Kind of. Things are somewhat strange here.
Kumar says we might be able to lock onto your signal and get you out of there.
That's great. The sooner I leave, the...
No! We're losing him! Kumar, quick!
It's okay. I'm fine. Don't worry too much. I may have found...
Damn it! We lost him again.
Damn it. I didn't put enough power into that communicator. Well, if you had just given Nielzabub some of your power directly, you wouldn't be having this problem. Give him power directly? No. You didn't. Well, yes. It really boosted his confidence. You... idiot! This is all your fault! This is happening because of you! You do realize that we don't breathe, right? It's impossible to choke me. It makes me feel better. Yes. Well, would you mind letting me stand back up? Fine. Why did you do it? Well, he needed it. And I trust him. He's my friend. He's human. These things need to be done in stages. You don't just give a rookie cop a handgun and tell him to fight crime. There needs to be training and discipline. But eventually you do have to give them the gun. They can't learn to harness something they've never used. Have you seen what he's done? How can you be so relaxed? Because I believe in him. He's a good person. I understand that might be hard for you to see, but everything will work out. I know it will. Ah, there it is. What the hell is that? Something we found in Japan. He laughed so hard when he saw it, he just had to have it. Kids. They grow up so fast. Wouldn't have pegged Critic Ranger as a Hello Kitty person. You'd never see Nielzabub with something like this. They're more alike than you might think. Well, a deal's a deal. Let's see if I can help you get back to your dimension. Well, looks like I can't do it by myself. If your friends make contact with you again, I can amplify that and get you out of here. Well, that may take a while. Why don't you tell me a bit more about Critic Ranger? I'm not sure he'd want me doing that. He's a pretty private person. If you want me to like him, I'm going to need to know more about him. Well, okay. I guess I should start from when I possessed this toy. That was, I don't know. It's been years. Good thing I've got one of these. Down the old mouth plate. Important influence on Sentai, and
I know looking at it won't make it work faster.
So, are you ready to continue?
As ready as I can be.
So now we're moving on to Green with Evil Part 4. Unfortunately, this episode also doesn't really have a lot happen, but it does have some great moments. First of all, I love the opening sequence. The Rangers try to morph and the morphers just explode. They're unable to use their powers as there is too much power being taken from the command center to search for Zordon.
Zyuranger's episode also has a strong opening, as the Zyurangers stand around trying to figure out how Pandora could possibly destroy Daizyujin.
Yeah, lots of talking. That sounds riveting.
There's action! Look how dramatically Barza and the Zyurangers flip through books. Reading is good. It teaches children positive.
Billy eventually makes the correct repairs and the heroes go off to fight Goldar.
Why aren't they summoning their Zords?
They're not supposed to escalate a fight. Rita has Goldar put a bus with Bulk and Skull on it on a cliff. The Rangers have to summon the Megazord to keep it from falling, which is exactly what Rita wants.
Goldar's already big and destroying the city. Why does Rita need to trick the Rangers into using their Zords? They don't know Rita has a plan to destroy the Megazord. In Zyuranger, Pandora has to trick the Zyurangers into summoning the Guardian Beasts because they know she's planning something and don't want to expose their god to danger.
Why did Pandora tell them she had an evil plan? If she hadn't said anything, she could have just destroyed the dinosaur eggs herself right then and there and forced the Zyurangers to summon the Guardian Beasts to fight a giant monster.
Can we call this one a draw again?
Fine, it's stupid in both shows, but I think Power Rangers makes a little more sense. It's weird that the Rangers don't want to summon the Megazord, but with all the weird stuff that's been happening to them, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt in being cautious. Also, Rita was smart not to tell the Rangers that she had an evil plan to destroy their Megazord. Pandora was just needlessly dumb and just made things harder for herself for no reason.
Well, the scene with the bus in danger is a lot more interesting in Zyuranger. It is full of innocent lives, and if the Zyurangers don't act fast, innocent children will be killed, and the dinosaur eggs will be destroyed. Who cares whether or not Bulk or Skull get killed?
I do. They're jerks, but they're lovable jerks. Heck, the scene where Bulk doesn't want to leave a collapsing juice bar so he can finish his ice cream is just perfect.
The building's about to fall down. I'm not finished with my ice cream yet. Now I'm finished.
These are characters we've come to know over the series. I'll agree that the stakes in the Zyuranger episode are higher, but the stakes in Power Rangers are a lot more personal because these are characters we know and actually care about, even if they have mostly been antagonists up to this point.
But children! Saving children is always a mark of a good hero.
Saving and valuing the lives of the school bullies is pretty heroic too, though I will agree it would have been cool if we could have seen the Rangers interact more with regular people. But due to most of the suit footage being Sentai footage and Angel Grove not being in Japan, that just wasn't really possible.
Wait, is the Green Ranger sneaking into the command center again?
Yeah, they reused that plot element. Alpha is about to find Zordon, and Green Ranger shows up and sabotages the command center. Again. Causing Zordon to get lost. Again.
How do they have such terrible security?
They're still recovering from the last big attack the Green Ranger made, so it's understandable even if it's lazy. It turns out, though, that Alpha upgraded his systems, reactivates and captures the Green Ranger in a force field, until Rita gets him out with her magic.
Take that, science.
Eventually, we get our massive Megazord fight. The eclipse comes, and the Megazord is left helpless as it fights Goldar, an enlarged Green Ranger, and holy fuck, is that Scorpina? She's an actual scorpion now? What the hell?
Well, her Japanese name is Lammy, which is probably a reference to Lamia. In Greek mythology, Lamia was a beautiful woman who had an affair with Zeus. Hera learned of this and either murdered her children or caused Lamia to murder her own offspring. Whatever the cause, Hera's actions made Lamia turn into a child-eating monster. There are other references to Lamia, even a poem by John Keats, but considering how much Greek mythology is referenced in this show, I'm guessing she was more inspired by the original Greek myths.
Huh, that's neat. I didn't know you did research.
Well, I have a friend who does some research for me.
Really? Where is he?
Let's talk about the climaxes. In Zyuranger, the reason the eclipse weakens Daizyujin is because he runs on a substance called Gaiatron.
Lame. He's supposed to be a god. You're saying that gods run on batteries?
It's energy taken from the Earth. Gaiatron.
Gaiatron sounds more like a transformer than an energy source. Zyuranger has been pretty mystical this whole time. Why are they now just throwing out dumb pseudoscience?
It's still mystical. Planetary energy is closer to magic than it is science.
Then why give it a name like Gaiatron? Just say that Daizyujin draws his power from the Earth and Sun, and with the Sun gone, he's weaker.
Wait a second. If Daizyujin and the Megazord are both basically solar powered, why didn't Bandora and Rita just wait until night to attack with their giant monsters?
Well, some things are just best left unanswered.
Yeah, right. Let's just move on.
You could easily circumvent the Gaiatron problem if you had it where Bandora just summons an evil moon that drains Daizyujin of his power, but it's something that she can only do at certain times of the year. It's evil, ominous, and not something she could do every episode.
That actually sounds pretty awesome.
Thank you. Eventually, the Megazord is destroyed and the Rangers are left feeling helpless and alone.
The acting in Zyuranger is better. Just look at the Zyurangers as they see their guardian beasts destroyed. In Power Rangers, Zack says,
It's like Rita destroyed a part of us.
in Zyuranger, a line like that isn't needed because you see the sense of loss on the faces of the Zyurangers.
I wish the series had done more to build up the bond between the Zyurangers and their guardian beasts. They can actually talk, so why didn't they do anything with that in the Spotlight filler episodes? Building a bond between the Zyurangers and their individual guardian beasts would have elevated the scene from good to genuinely great.
Yeah, I agree. I still really like this scene, and it ends up being a great cliffhanger ending that really increases the drama. Power Rangers has a good setup, but the actors just don't give enough of an emotional performance.
In that scene, yes. But Power Rangers also has a good ending to their fourth part. It turns out that while in Alpha's force field, Alpha was able to scan the Green Ranger and learn his identity. The Rangers stare in disbelief as they learn that Tommy is the Green Ranger.
But the audience has known that the whole miniseries. How is revealing that information now dramatic?
Because the characters didn't know. And now that they have that information, what are they going to do with it? They've lost their Zords, but they know who they're fighting now. It may not be as dark and dramatic as Zyuranger, but it still leaves the Rangers in an interesting place.
But which one was better?
In this case, I don't really know. On the whole, I would still say that Power Rangers is winning, but Zyuranger had some genuinely great moments that I don't think are worth dismissing.
But one has to be better than the other. It has to be!
Critic Ranger, calm down. It's okay.
No, it's not. I can't accept this. I won't lose. I won't be defeated! No!
And that's the whole story. I see. Wow. That is quite a story. Excuse me for a second. I need to take care of something. Buddy, sorry I'm late. Had some errands. Ooh, things are not looking too good right now. Here, have some nice, refreshing tea, and then...
Not now, Kyoryu.
My fault. I know I shouldn't bother you when you're upset, but you should really...
What? You're... me?
No, I'm nothing like you. I'm not weak. I crush those who are under me, and I destroy those who have a different opinion than me. This isn't over. Just you wait. Come on, Ryujin. Let's go. Finish this next time.
Yeah, that sounds great. What happened? Oh, nothing really. Critic Ranger just got a little upset. It happens sometimes. He'll be fine. You need to talk to him. I talk to him all the time. We're completely open with each other. No, you aren't. I know you don't want to hurt him, but sometimes friends have to hurt each other and tell the truth. It's the only way to help them. Well, I suppose I should throw a beer bottle at his head and call him an idiot. Is that what you are? Open? Well, it doesn't make you weak to show that you care about him. And if you really want him to be strong, he needs to know that you believe in him.
Daijujin, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Sounds like it's time for you to go home. Wait, come with me! We need your help! My place is with him. Go back to where you belong. We'll figure this out. Just have faith. Whatever happens, I don't regret the decisions I made. Let's go home.
Dude! Are you okay? I couldn't stop thinking something
We don't have
happened
time
and...
for this. Put me down.
Right, okay. Sorry. You won't believe what happened. Critic Ranger's helmet exploded and he looked like me, but that's impossible. Why would he look...
He is you, just from an alternate reality.
What?
Here, you're going to need this. It's a long story.